Hare Krishna. Namasiddha Srupananda Paramahanta Namidori Gora Karuna Swarupaya Hare Krishna Prasayate Rama Prasthaya, Radha Krishna Prasthaya Te.
Namo Siddha Swarupananda, Paramahamsa Namine, Gauranga Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasthaya Te.
Haribol Namaste. Good morning, everyone. So we'll continue our study program, what we have left yesterday. But before I read the pastimes of Lord Krishna, I'd like to reiterate something so we can have a total recall of what we're doing. So the basis and foundation, absolute foundation for us to follow, the strategy we follow in Madhana Mohana Academy, under the guidance of our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, Jagadguru, Siddha Swarupananda Paramahamsa, is the method that Lord Chaitanya passed to all the Vaishnavas 500 years ago, which is eternal going in the spiritual world. Those are activities in relationship with pleasing the Supreme Person. So our situation in this temporary world, while we are in this temporary body made up of material machine, instead of trying to find relief and alleviate ourselves, the spirit soul, in a situation wherein there is no foundation for relief, that we cannot be relieved from what we're searching, what we're looking for. It is our longing for an eternal loving relationship with sweet Lord Krishna, the all-attractive Supreme Person. We can see while we are in this world, we are attracted to so many beautiful things, to so many individuals who have beautiful bodies, and that attraction that we have that has been cut off or discontinued with our relationship with Lord Krishna is now focused and deflected upon this material world and the bodies we see with our eyes. That we are in quandary or we are confused when we have relationship and that person leaves the body. It's mind-blowing. It gives us grief in our heart. What is that grief? It's more than sadness. It's an emptiness. It's like your heart has been, wrenched, or the love, the experience, it's heart-wrenching. Because now, if we can understand that the love we are trying to relate to with this person is deflected upon the body, and the person is not the body. She is inside the body. Our attraction is always centered around life. So if you look closely, it is our natural tendency, our natural desire to experience a longing for a lasting love and a lasting relationship. But in ignorance, I'll be very blunt to say, we will fail. Everybody who is in this world tries to hug the body, because we're thinking that person is the body, but in reality, when the person leaves the body, it's a heart-wrenching experience. Because our meditation is focused upon the body and what happened, what is inseparable from us, the love, the sweetness of relationship that we long for, has been taken away. We gave it. We offered it to an illusion. And now we are standing there. We're standing in this world, in this machine, empty heart. So I'll read to you here the process, the method for our absolute understanding, absolute, without a doubt, is based upon God. It's based upon the instructing spiritual master. What is an instructing spiritual master? He's not different from God. He passed on the message of the glories of God coming from God Himself. And such persons are coming in the long line of disciplic succession, unbroken chain of spiritual master coming from God Himself. And now we have this opportunity to come in contact with the science through our instructing spiritual master, Jagat Guru Siddha Swarup, who gives us guidance, who tells us, who guides us how we can have a relationship that is based upon eternality, that we can be in calm, we can be confident, without a doubt, I'm progressing towards a relationship that is very sweet, that is eternal, and it is guided by someone who is a pure, loving servant of the Supreme Person. It is described in Scripture because Scriptures are teachings written, passed on by the instructing spiritual master. So when Lord Chaitanya came here with all his disciples, Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami, they wrote so many books. So the books we read are not different from God because it's connected with remembering the pastimes of the Supreme Person that purifies our heart, that purifies the mind, and give us a connection of happiness. The soul now, you can experience a connection with a relationship based upon following the instruction of the instructing spiritual master. And with our instructing spiritual master now, Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Siddha Swarup, who gives us his guidance, who wishes us well, our well-wisher, who loves us unconditionally. He comes to this world, guides us. He knows our predicament. He knows how we are weak. He knows how sinful we are because of our activities under the three modes of material nature, trying to dominate material nature, and in a process we have become fruitive workers. Now we are reaping the fruits of our actions. That's why when somebody get hit by a car or suffer disease in her or with his body or her body, and we think, oh, she's a good person, he's a good person, how come she's having this predicament? Somebody gets killed, somebody gets sick. We wonder why. We are responsible for our action. So when we come to this world, the living entity, you, me, belonging to the marginal energy, life, the qualities we have is not different from the qualities of the Supreme Person. As individuals, we long for love, an eternal love. So this relationship must be with our eternal, natural activities in loving the Supreme Person. So the strategy we do and follow will purify us from what is insurmountable when the living entity, me, tries to play Lord. So, one factor that will help us is the strategy or the action we do. Meaning, it's connected with our meditation, our endeavor, what we do with our time, with our body, where we find happiness, where we find fulfillment, where we cling, what we embrace, and that is meditation. So now we are being guided to have transcendental meditation, a meditation upon our eternal loving relationship with the Supreme Person. And that is achieved through hearing and remembering the pastimes of the Supreme Person and receiving the holy names, the embrace of Lord Krishna, that fills our heart, this empty heart, this desert lips. I am now situated in this body made of material energy, made out of earth, water, fire, air, ether, the mind, the intelligence, and the false ego. And real ego means I'm eternally the loving servant of God. So we talk about never. We are all here. One time, my god brother was giving us, he's speaking in a group of students, entrepreneurs. He said, what are your goals? What do you want to be? What achievement you want? The pursuit of success. What success would you want to have? Everybody raise hands. I want to become a doctor, a politician, somebody, Not one even mentioned, I want to become a saintly person. I want to love God. I want to be with God. I want to do His will. So, all of us here, you should ponder upon that. What do you really want? So with the wisdom that was given to us, we know now the reality, the truth. So it will be stupidity or being a fool if we try to pursue happiness that is temporary, that is connected with this body. Because we are given this wisdom. So what should we do? We must purify our consciousness that has been covered by the three modes of material nature. We must curb the mind. We must be in control of our destiny under the control of that divine love of loving reciprocation with the Supreme Person Govinda doing His will. We must have this shelter of surrender, of giving our heart. So why is it very hard for us to be embracing God? Why is it very hard for us not to be selfish? How come we cannot say, my dear Lord, from now on, although I know you're self-sufficient, you don't need me, but I am eternally your loving servant. Please protect me. I surrender to you. I give my life, my time to you. Everything. I'm yours. Have we ever come to that point? The point of the life of the saintly person? So now, what hinders us? It is the contamination, the disease of materialism. So I'll give you an analogy. If you go to a pig pen, you bring diamonds, necklace, everything that is valuable, jewels. You give it to the pigs. Will the pig father say, oink, oink, I'm gonna wear this necklace of gold and I feel, cool. No. What will the pigs do? They'll just, with their nose, they'll just trample upon it. Waste it. Because they don't value it. It's no use throwing necklace pearls necklace made of pearls to the pigs. It's like wasting it. So, this analogy is very direct and blunt. So we must now understand what separates us from God. It is our attitude. It is our idea of relationship. We have become fruitive worker. So if we give something, we think, what will I get from it? Even relationship in this world. You all of us want something. I give you this, I give you my heart. You give me that. What will you give me? I'll be with you so I can hear your beautiful voice singing lullaby to my ears. It's a relationship that is perverted because our love has been deflected and directed upon the forms of this world. And we are not aware of that because Maya or illusion is so powerful. We are now thinking, I am this body. It's very hard to get out of bodily identification. It's very hard. But with this wisdom, Krishna himself, the Supreme Person, will purify us, provided we follow the strategy that is being given to us by the saintly person. After struggling in this material world for so long, bombarded with so many pains and a bad experience, and seeing the reality that gives me a struggle for nothing because I cannot hold on anything. We must become free from this arrogance in our heart, thinking we're self-sufficient. Because by true nature, the living entity is just sitting in his body. I'm talking to you using the sound, but in a truer sense, everything is under the control of God. The reason I speak to you because I've been given this process to be in harmony with the desire of God, under the guidance of the resident of the spiritual world of Vrindavan, the spiritual master, who is a confidential, loving servant of Radha and Krishna, who is a follower of Lord Chaitanya, in the mood of meditation, in meditation of that world, of the sweetness of loving, rendering service to the Supreme Person. Every time you talk about things in this world, everybody, do you have a relationship? Have you ever experienced this relationship? Yes. It's a bummer, What is sweet in the beginning becomes bitter in the end, You look around. So for so long, when you come to the environment where Madana Mohana Academy, under the guidance of our spiritual master, we teach you the reality of this world. But after a while, you begin to understand. Then, why not meditate and follow the strategy wherein we can have this sweet relationship with Krishna? So here, I'll read to you the guidance from our instructing spiritual master, Rupa Goswami, and it is written in English. It was translated by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, the dear most spiritual master, the life and soul of our Gurudev. And to enter that world of sweetness, life for life, love for love. Our strategy here in this world, our love, we throw it to the pigs. That's why it's not been taken care of. It's useless to throw jewels and pearl necklace to the swine because they'll not take care of it. Sankirtan, singing. In the Linga Purana, there is a statement about glorifying and singing about the Lord. It is said there, a Brahmana who is constantly engaged in singing the glories of the Lord is surely elevated to the same planet as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna appreciates this singing even more than prayer offered by Lord Shiva. So what is the science of affection and love? It is how, in humbleness, we can have this pure relationship with God, that He appreciates our surrender. Although we understand that we don't have this affection, but in humility, we pray, we offer our life, we fall down and beg, please protect me. Be my guide, that my love be in loving reciprocation with you. That is Bhakti Yoga. That is the eternal activity of a saintly person. And those saintly persons, their activities are centered around singing the glories of the Supreme Person. It's purifying to the heart, to the mind, and it gives us happiness because it's like watering the root of the tree. All the leaves and branches will be nourished. The finger, if there's cake here in front of me, and this finger tries to eat the cake, it will not go back to him. But if the hand takes that, put it inside this mouth, it goes to the stomach, digests it, synthesizing, break it down. So all the cells will be nourished from that cake. So it's like akin to that. If we serve God, it's like watering the root of the tree. It is like giving food to the stomach. So when we talk about, in this world, our relationship with our wife, our relationship with our family, with our children, if we simply follow this process, then we can serve everybody else. That's why it's stated in Scripture. If you serve the Supreme Person and surrender to the Supreme Person, you have no other obligation from anyone. Because Krishna tells us, abandon all varieties of religion, just surrender unto me and I'll protect you. We are so indebted to so many living entities. The administrator of this universe who gives us rain. The heroes who sacrifice their lives. Like here in the Philippines, for almost 500 years, we were subjugated by the Spaniards in slavery. And those heroes, we are indebted to them, who fought against these tyrants, kicked them out, who have exploited our country and who are so cruel and made it that so many individuals are suffering. Heroes who goes out so we can have a good life, a life that is not disturbed, relatively speaking, so we can live harmoniously and peacefully in a society. The rain, the cloud, everything. The demigods were so indebted, but we think we're self-sufficient, We go around in this world. This is mine, I want to get that, We have become thieves. So, for example, you have a relationship in this world. You have a best friend, your best friend. You go to the house and you see something valuable there. You get it, you steal it. And then you embrace him, my friend, you know. So, the science that we're teaching is about self-introspection. It is not pointing outside, but rather pointing the finger upon me. Where am I? How am I doing spiritually? Am I progressing or regressing? Am I having this relationship or am I surrendered and in honesty, pleading, praying to the Supreme Person, loving Him? It's up to us as individuals to see and check our situation. But the formula we've been engaging in and doing for so long is a failure because we are always in anxiety. We're not able to transcend this fear, this, insecurity. But when we have the right perspective to understand the truth, we begin to see that fear can be directed to being close to God. I fear I'm not all powerful. I take shelter. Krishna, Krishna, protect me. You're so lonely and disturbed. You begin to long. The reason I'm lonely because I have no affection and my heart is not sheltered in longing for that love, in pleasing the Supreme Person. We will be guided by the instructing spiritual master, our initiating spiritual master, to tread this, what they sing in the song, the long and winding road. It's not the long and winding road. So many diversion, different roads, going to different places with so many invitations. So we can get stuck in this world of suffering, guided by Maya or illusion. So now we can make a choice. Every time when I was brought up in a Christian country, in a Christian community before, they always blame the devil, The devil did that. It's the devil, And they always tell us, no. The Lord is just testing you. If your faith, your commitment, that's why you backslide and you're suffering now. It's just a test because you're experiencing your mother just died in the accident and you have cancer, It's just God testing you. That's bullshit and nonsense. It's based upon nonsense. We are responsible for our action. So now you can make this right choice. What strategy you will make to be in a world that is transcendental to this material world, or a strategy based upon our own selfish will and desire not to do the will of God. So you don't blame the devil, And not only that, they always tell us, that's why we're suffering because of Adam and Eve. They tell us that. They ate the apple, and they were driven out of the kingdom of God. Before, they are naked, no malice. Everybody's naked there. And now, when they ate that apple, they felt it's not right to be naked. Now they have malice. That's why there's progeny now, Man and woman, they get together, contact, have children. These are all nonsense. We must be guided with wisdom. And that is given to us by our instructing spiritual master. So now it's up to you, all of you here, what you want to do with your life. But now we have this choice, how we can be guided. And the singing and the chanting of the holy names will be our foundation to have a relationship. What, for example, in this world, I've seen many individuals get married, They marry and they have a relationship. But prior to that, they have relationship. Yeah? And now they're married. They're one. Diba? To become one. Diba? That's what they tell everybody else. But the point is this. Whenever they eulogize or praise this marriage ceremony, they talk about good things and everything. But don't you notice, relationship is based upon trust and purity. And what is that oneness? If it is oneness in trying to enjoy selfishly with one another, and don't you notice the prayer, what they pray, what did they do? What is that they, when they hold this book, the Bible, what do they promise? In sickness and in pain. Till death, do us apart. Till death, do us apart. What if the life you live, the living entity, you don't need to experience being apart at the time of death, because you will be together as spirit, soul, and experiencing death every day, because you relate in bodily identification. So you want to experience happiness. She wants to experience happiness. But the process is based upon, honey, I'll give you this ring, this ticket, we can travel, have another honeymoon. And the wife said, what can you give me, So you scratch her back. You play games, You play games. You trick one another. Yeah. You trick one another. The song in the house, the prayer, the song they sing. It's about, I will remember you every time. Eternally. But till death do us apart. How can we be eternally together? And at the beginning, we're already dead. That's why when Jesus Christ was walking and somebody came, Master, I'll follow you. Master, I'll be with you. I want to follow you. Okay, come with me. Jesus Christ just roaming around, teaching the glories of the Supreme Person, the Father, inviting everybody, and all those who have no faith. He shows the glory of God through miracles. He brings the dead to life. He controls the air, the nature. He produces food, bread for everyone. He cures the leper. And then if he walks around, he's just wearing his sandals and his robe. You don't see him bringing caravans of rice and grains, When he goes around with his disciple, he's a traveling preacher. He's not with abundance, with all this carriage, elephants and camels, with all the grains and food while he travels. And this person comes, tells him, I want to follow you. But he reveals to the Lord, my Lord, let me first bury my dead relative. And Jesus Christ tells him, come with me. Let the dead bury the dead. That's why it's very blatant. With the commercials you see, with all these commercials, you watch every day from different products they sell. What do? We have an empty heart. And they say, let's go. What's that? They have this heart. Diba? Let's go there. And they eat what? Burgers. Yeah. What's that? And then there's a feast in the house. There's a clan meeting. All the relatives are there. Reunion. To be happy. What do? The commercial do. What? Open happiness. And then somebody comes with truckloads of open happiness. So it means together with dead bodies and this activity that to have happiness through eating, embracing dead bodies, talking sounds or, singing songs, merrymaking, is still lacking. So we have to open happiness. And they put ads, follow your senses. You do this, it gives life. Coke adds life. You're lifeless because the manipulators, the psychiatrists, who are marketing strategists working with these multinational companies, see to it that everybody is manipulated because they're servants of their senses, that their happiness is directed upon this material world, and give them what they want. So that's my point. So it's up to you, all of you listeners, and one time my spiritual master was talking, and somebody, how come you're so arrogant? No, the humblest person is the spiritual master because speaks the truth. Sometimes the truth sounds arrogant, but it's true. You're all gonna die. Are you really happy within? Do you have a foundation? A loving, eternal relationship? And can you now, while relating to your loved ones, have an eternal relationship with them that is really fulfilling? That you can sing, we can live eternally together? It can be through the glories of the holy names. Haribol Namaste. Okay, let's chant. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.